There comes a time in the quiet turning of every soul's journey when you are asked, not by the world, but by the still, small voice within, who are you dressing for? What life are you truly preparing to meet? And in the hush between thoughts, in the space where longing and resistance touch, a deeper wisdom rises soft as dawn, yet as sure as the turning of the planets. This wisdom whispers, not in words but in sensation, that you are not merely to dress for the life you have known, but for the life your soul was always meant to embody. Dress for the life you want, it says, not as the world defines wanting, but as the infinite urges you toward remembering. It is so easy, beloved, to let the garments of yesterday drape across the shoulders of today. The old stories, the inherited limitations, the faded costumes of who you thought you needed to be, these linger comfortable as a worn-out coat long after their season has passed. We wear them for protection, for approval, for the trembling hope that if we appear a certain way, life will at last allow us to belong. But what if I told you that life is not waiting for you to dress in borrowed expectations? What if I told you the universe itself is poised, breath held, awaiting the moment you show up clothed in the raiment of your true self, shining and unguarded? All of creation sings in resonance with authenticity. The tree does not hide its gnarled branches in shame, nor does the river apologize for its meandering course. The stars adorn the night with effortless grandeur, not because they have earned their place, but because they are being exactly as they were created to be, each burning, each twinkling, each pouring forth light from the essence of its being. There is no striving in their beauty, there is only alignment. And so too, your highest destiny does not require you to strive, but to remember. Not to perform, but to embody. The clothes you wear in the world, the literal, yes, but more so the invisible. Your thoughts, your intentions, your energy, these are the signals you send into the sacred field of creation. What story are you telling with your presence? What vibration do you send into the silence? The Tao Te Ching teaches, when I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. In this letting go, there is a profound invitation to lay down the robes of the past, to step uncloaked and unafraid into the possibility of now. Dressing for the life you want is not about decoration, but revelation. It is not the mask you don for the world, but the unveiling of the Spirit's natural radiance. It is to step into each day as if your soul is already home, as if the future you ache for is not waiting in some distant tomorrow, but pulsing in the bloodstream of this present moment. The life you want, in its deepest truth, is not a destination, but a frequency, a way of being, of seeing, of loving that you can choose again and again from within. Begin with your thoughts, for every thought is a stitch in the garment of your reality. Dress your mind in possibility and gratitude, in the soft fabric of trust. The ego will try to clothe you in fear of rejection, of not enoughness, of the unknown. But you are not the ego's mannequin. You are the soul's beloved, the infinite's chosen form. Let your thoughts be gentle and bold at once, turning always toward the sunlit horizon of your becoming. If a thought does not honor the truth of who you are, let it fall away like a threadbare sleeve. Next, adorn your heart. Choose compassion as your jewelry, forgiveness as your scarf, joy as your fragrance. How differently the world responds when you walk in love rather than in armor. Rumi reminds us, wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. When you drape yourself in gratitude, the whole universe rearranges itself to confirm your abundance. Love, unguarded and unconditional, is always the most beautiful thing you can wear. But to truly dress for the life you want is to go deeper still, to undress, in a sense, all that is false. To release the old skins of your story, the heavy garments of guilt, the constricting collars of shame. Your soul was not meant to be wrapped in the tight bandages of regret. Each day is a new chance to unclothe yourself of the old identities and reveal the shimmering garment of pure presence that lies beneath. What is this presence? It is the part of you untouched by the world's applause or critique. It is the silent observer, the unmovable core, the field of awareness in which all experience arises and dissolves. The world has taught you to dress in layers, layer upon layer of protection, persona, and performance. But the great masters have all pointed to the same undressed truth, that you are already enough, already whole, already clothed in the light of your own being. To dress for the life you want, you must become intimate with this light, not as something to acquire, but as something to unveil. The light is not out there, it is here, in the marrow of your bones, in the rhythm of your breath, in the very space between your thoughts. It is the divine itself playing hide and seek behind your eyes, waiting patiently for you to see what has always been. Let us imagine for a moment that you awaken tomorrow with no memory of your fears, your limitations, your worn-out stories. How would you show up to life? How would you stand? How would you speak? How would you move through the world? What would you dare to create? Whom would you love, and how fully? This is the invitation not to wait for the outer life to change, but to show up now in this very breath as if you were already the soul you long to be. Because, beloved, you are. Every longing you feel is not a sign of lack, but a memory of the greatness you carry. The life you want is not a prize to be won. It is a vibration to be inhabited. You can dress for it now, not by accumulating, but by releasing. Not by armoring, but by softening. Not by hiding, but by revealing your most authentic, vulnerable, powerful self. And as you do, something miraculous unfolds. The outer world, once so rigid and unyielding, begins to mirror your inner shift. Doors open where there were only walls. Kindred spirits appear, drawn not to your mask, but to your naked truth. Opportunities gather around your presence like petals around the heart of a flower. Life itself leans in, eager to reflect your own willingness to be real, to be seen, to be you. Dress for the life you want by clothing yourself in awareness. Each moment ask, am I wearing fear or faith? Am I covering myself in the judgments of others, or am I wrapped in the gentle fabric of my own soul's knowing? Am I dressing for the world's fleeting approval, or for the eternal embrace of my own heart? Let your actions, too, be your attire. Every choice you make is a declaration of who you believe yourself to be. When you act with integrity, you weave a robe of trust. When you follow your intuition, you fasten the buttons of destiny. When you show up in service, you crown yourself with purpose. In every gesture and every decision, you are dressing not only your life, but your future. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to be the fullness of who you are. Do not wait for circumstances to be perfect before you step into the clothing of your highest self. The external will always follow the internal. Dress first in faith, in courage, and the audacious trust that the divine is moving through you, as you, for you. And as you do, the world cannot help but rearrange itself to fit the radiance of your soul. Remember, too, that you are not dressing for a performance, but for a homecoming. This is not a costume you put on to convince others of your worth. This is the sacred unveiling of what was always true. The Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree not to become something new, but to shed the layers of illusion and remember what had never left him. Jesus walked among us, not clothed in earthly riches, but adorned in compassion, forgiveness, and unyielding love. These were their true garments, and so they are for you. Do not measure your progress by the standards of the world. The life you want may not look impressive to others. It may be quiet, simple, deeply rooted in inner peace. Or it may be bold, expansive, a song sung at the top of your lungs. The form matters little. What matters is the frequency. Dress in the vibration of your soul's longing. Wear joy without apology. Wear peace without explanation. Wear love as your native skin. If the old clothing feels tight, if the old roles itch at your spirit, trust that this is the call of evolution. Do not cling to the garments that no longer fit the shape of your expanding soul. Let them fall away. Trust the nakedness between identities. In that space, the new attire forms itself not from striving, but from surrender. Not from effort, but from allowance. And in those moments when you forget, when you find yourself wrapped again in the heavy cloak of doubt or fear, be gentle. Remember, every day is a chance to redress, to realign, to return to truth. The soul holds no grudges. The spirit does not judge your forgetfulness. It simply waits, eternally patient, for the next breath, the next opening, the next opportunity to shine through. The Sufi poet Hafiz wrote, "I wish I could show you, when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being." This is what it means to dress for the life you want, to awaken day after day to the astonishing light within you, and to allow that light to choose your garments, visible and invisible. Do not believe the voice that says you must first earn, achieve, or prove before you are worthy to wear the robes of peace, love, and joy. You are worthy now. You have always been worthy. The divine made you in its own image, and that image is not a thing to be acquired, but a truth to be revealed. If you are ever unsure how to dress for the life you want, return to the breath. Let your inhale clothe you in presence. Let your exhale strip away all that is false. The breath is the soul's tailor, ever weaving you back into alignment, ever guiding you toward the fit of your truest self. You are not here to be an imitation of someone else's ideal. You are here to be the original expression of the infinite, unrepeatable, irreplaceable, unmatched in your sacred uniqueness. The life you want is the life where you are most yourself, unmasked, unafraid, unapologetically radiant. Let your laughter be your crown. Let your silence be your shawl. Let your mistakes be the embroidery that reminds you of your humanness. Let your willingness to begin again and again and again be the hem that keeps your garment soft and forgiving. The ego will clamor for you to dress for approval, for applause, for security, but the soul calls you to dress for freedom, for the unbounded, uncontainable, unstoppable expression of who you really are. Answer this call, not with resistance, but with surrender, not with fear, but with faith. And as you do, watch as life opens to you. Watch as doors appear where there were only walls. Watch as the world bows in recognition not of your image, but of your essence. For there is nothing more powerful, nothing more magnetic, nothing more beautiful than a soul fully dressed in its own light. So, beloved, dress for the life you want, not someday, but now. Not outside in, but inside out. Let each thought, each word, each gesture be a thread in the tapestry of your becoming. And trust that as you wear your truth, the universe cannot help but mirror it back to you again and again in ways both mysterious and miraculous. You are already clothed in everything you need. The only task left is to recognize it, to embody it, to let the world see what the divine already knows, that you are and have always been enough. And in this sacred knowing, step forward softly, boldly, as only you can. The life you want is not waiting. It is here, in the quiet radiance of your own awakening, ready for you to wear it, to live it, to be it, now. ChatGPT đã nói, there is a gentle revolution that takes place when you realize you are the artist of your own becoming, and your life is the canvas upon which the divine wishes to express itself. Each morning as the light peeks into your room, you are offered an invitation more precious than any possession to awaken not only your body but your very spirit to the possibility of a new way of being. It is not about discarding what was, nor rejecting the path that brought you here. Instead, it is about honoring the journey while understanding that every day is a brushstroke and every breath a chance to color your existence with intention. To dress for the life you want, do not look to the world for permission or validation. Instead, draw inspiration from the silent wisdom that stirs in the depths of your being, the place that is never shaken by opinion, never diminished by circumstance. Let your inner posture be one of quiet dignity, not because you have conquered the world, but because you have made peace with yourself. There is a royal presence within you, a quiet majesty that does not require crowns or applause. It simply is. When you walk in awareness of this presence, you walk with the gentle authority of someone who knows they are held by something infinitely loving. Think of the river moving ever forward, neither rushing nor resisting the stones that cross its path. It does not apologize for its direction, nor does it shrink from its own strength. In the same way, your journey is not meant to be a frantic chase, but a graceful unfolding. Dress your spirit in patience and surrender. Trust the pace of your own becoming, for nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished. You too are being sculpted by invisible hands, each joy, each sorrow, each ordinary moment serving as chisel and brush. As you clothe yourself in awareness, notice how every encounter becomes an opportunity to practice presence. The smallest gestures, a smile to a stranger, a hand placed gently over your heart, the courage to listen without the need to fix, become the subtle threads that weave a new garment of consciousness. You need not change the world to live a meaningful life. You need only change the energy with which you inhabit each moment. When you infuse the mundane with sacred intention, you transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. There is a paradox at the center of all spiritual truths. The less you grasp, the more you receive. When you unclench your fists, whether from old stories, wounded pride, or the need to control you, create the space for miracles to arrive. Dress your days not in the armor of expectation, but in the openness of wonder. Allow surprise to find you. Allow grace to weave its silent pattern through the fabric of your experience. The universe delights in giving to those who make room for its gifts. Notice, too, that the life you want will rarely look like the one your mind imagined. It will often arrive disguised in the unexpected, the uncertain, the mysterious. You are being called not to predict the future, but to become ever more receptive to the now. Release the tightness of needing to know and adorn yourself in curiosity. The unknown is not your enemy. It is the vast, fertile field where your spirit will discover new dimensions of itself. The mystics and poets remind us that there is a fragrance about those who live from the soul. You have felt it, perhaps, in the presence of someone who seems at ease within their own skin, whose laughter bubbles up from a deep well of acceptance, whose silence is not empty but full. This is the aroma of authenticity, the essence of someone who is no longer hiding behind borrowed roles. When you commit to living your truth, without embellishment or apology, you become such a presence, soft yet undeniable, humble yet luminous. In this space, judgment dissolves. The measuring and comparing that once consumed your thoughts begin to lose their grip. You see the world not through the lens of separation, but through the eyes of unity. Each person, no matter how different, becomes a mirror reflecting some aspect of your own journey. Compassion blossoms, not as an effort, but as a natural fragrance of the soul. You dress for the life you want by extending kindness first to yourself, then effortlessly to all. Sometimes, to truly dress for a new life, you must first stand naked before the mirror of your own awareness. This is not a stripping away to diminish, but to liberate. Every layer you release, every self-judgment, every inherited belief, every story that once served but now constricts, reveals more of the radiance that is your birthright. There is nothing more courageous than meeting your own gaze with forgiveness and love. There is nothing more transformative than saying, I choose to begin anew right here with what I am. From this inner liberation, creativity blooms. No longer encumbered by fear of failure or hunger for validation, you become an instrument for the infinite to play its song through you. Ideas flow, inspiration rises, synchronicities abound. The world becomes a living dialogue, a co-creation between your heart and the heart of existence itself. To dress for the life you want is to say yes to this sacred conversation, to step into each day as both question and answer, both longing and fulfillment. As you grow in this awareness, notice how the past loses its hold upon you. You are not the sum of your yesterdays. You are not bound by the mistakes you have made or the wounds you have endured. Each dawn is a resurrection and unearned mercy, a fresh invitation to clothe yourself in newness. To forgive yourself is to lay down the heavy cloak of regret and step forward, lighter, freer, more available to love and be loved. Remember, too, that the life you want is not merely for yourself. As you awaken, you become a living blessing. Your very presence becomes permission for others to shed their own disguises. Your courage to be real fans the flames of authenticity in every soul you meet. The light you wear does not compete, it multiplies. The joy you radiate does not diminish with sharing. It expands and softens the hardest places in the world. In this holy dance of giving and receiving, you discover a secret older than time, that all fulfillment is found in service. The life you truly want is the life that allows your gifts to flow into the world, not from obligation, but from the overflow of your own fullness. You dress for the life you want by asking each day, how may I serve? And trusting that in serving, you are simultaneously being served by grace itself. Even as you serve, do not neglect the sanctuary within. Return often to stillness. Let silence be the garment you wrap around your busy mind. In silence, you remember that you are not the roles you play nor the achievements you gather, but the spaciousness in which all of life arises. In silence, you commune with the infinite, and the infinite communes with you, sewing together the torn edges of your heart with threads of peace. There will be moments, inevitable and holy, when you feel lost, when the old attire has fallen away and the new has not yet appeared. In these threshold spaces, do not rush. Let yourself linger in the gentle darkness, the sacred not knowing. The caterpillar dissolves completely before it becomes the butterfly. Trust the wisdom of your own becoming. Trust that even in uncertainty, you are being held, shaped, and guided by hands unseen. Let every breath remind you, you are more than your fears, deeper than your doubts, larger than any image you or the world could conjure. The life you want is not outside of you. It is born anew in every act of self-remembrance, every return to the core of who you are. The more you release, the more you receive. The more you surrender, the more you rise. So, beloved, continue to dress each day in the quiet certainty that you are and always have been the beloved of the universe. Stand tall in the awareness that your worth is not up for debate, your value is not on trial. Let your soul's light shine through every gesture, every word, every silent gaze, and know that as you do, the world is transformed not by force, but by the simple, unyielding power of presence. Walk forward now, unhurried and unafraid, clothed in the gentle strength of your own awakening. The life you want is already reaching for you, longing to meet you not at the finish line, but at every step along the way. Let yourself be met. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself at last be home. There is a holiness in your longing, a sacredness in every unspoken yearning that trembles within your heart. Know this, your desires are not trivial echoes of a restless mind, but whispers of the infinite drawing you back to yourself. When you dress for the life you want, you are not indulging fantasy. You are answering the call of your soul to align with the destiny already sown in the fertile ground of your being. The seed does not question the sunlight, nor the acorn the towering oak within it. There is an ancient intelligence at work in you, quietly orchestrating your evolution, waiting only for your willingness to surrender the old garments of doubt and step unguarded into possibility. Imagine just for a breath that the air around you is woven with the dreams of the divine, that every ray of sunlight is a silent benediction. You are not alone in your becoming. The entire universe is conspiring to lift you, to guide you, to dress you in the colors of your truest self. If only you could see yourself as the infinite sees you, if only you could glimpse for a heartbeat the majesty that pulses through your veins, every mask would fall away in the presence of such truth. You would laugh at every story that ever told you to be less, to shrink, to disappear. You would rise, not in arrogance, but in the quiet certainty that you are here by sacred design to bring something original and irreplaceable to this world. Let this knowing be the fabric you reach for each morning. Before the noise of the world rushes in, before the old patterns pull at your ankles, sit in stillness and listen for the garment that only your soul can tailor. Perhaps today it is patience, a soft cloak that shields you from the winds of urgency. Perhaps it is courage, a bold scarf, bright as fire, reminding you to speak your truth even when your voice shakes. Or perhaps it is forgiveness, a gentle shawl that wraps your wounds in compassion, mending every tear with golden thread. Whatever your soul offers, accept it without condition. The old mind may resist, may bargain, may insist that it is not enough, not grand enough, not safe enough. But remember, greatness has never worn the costume of conformity. The oak tree does not apologize for its shade. The mountain does not envy the sea. Each finds its purpose by becoming more of what it already is, not less. So too must you dress in the fullness of your own spirit, refusing to shrink for anyone or anything. As you move through the world clothed in authenticity, notice how life responds. The universe, like a great symphony, adjusts its music to match the frequency of your being. Where there was once resistance, there is flow. Where doors seem locked, they now swing open with ease. Even adversity, once an adversary, becomes a sculptor, carving wisdom into the living marble of your experience. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but an artist, painting your days with the colors of intention and presence. Do not fear the empty spaces that appear when you shed what no longer fits. The silence that follows is not emptiness, but preparation. The gardener clears away old growth to make room for the new. The painter lets the canvas stand blank before the first stroke. In these moments of not knowing, trust that life is reweaving your future from the fabric of your deepest truth. Trust that every pause, every uncertainty, is an invitation to rest in the hands of a wisdom far greater than your understanding. You may wonder at times how to sustain this new way of being in a world that worships speed, performance, and appearance. The answer is always the same: return, return, return. Each breath is a new beginning. Each sunrise is an unwritten page. When you lose yourself in the old attire, when fear or habit or longing pulls you back into old roles, do not judge. Instead, smile gently at your humanity. The infinite is infinitely patient with you. Return to your center, to your breath, to the altar of your own awareness. In this space, you are forever new, forever free. There is a deep peace available to those who give up the struggle to be someone else. There is a quiet power that arises when you no longer need the world to approve of your radiance. Every spiritual teacher has pointed to this same inner sanctuary. Lao Tzu calls it the Tao. Jesus called it the kingdom within. Rumi called it the beloved. It is the home you have never left, the truth you have never lost, the self you have always been seeking. And as you remember this, your presence itself becomes a blessing. You need not preach, persuade, or perform. The light within you does its own work, illuminating the path for others simply by shining without apology. You become a silent invitation, a living reminder that it is possible to be whole, to be peaceful, to be profoundly alive, even in a world of constant change. Let every day be a ceremony of returning. Let every act of self-kindness be a prayer. Let every honest word be a declaration that you are no longer willing to wear the garments of fear or shame or smallness. You are not here to survive your life. You are here to inhabit it, to savor it, to create from it a masterpiece that bears the unmistakable signature of your soul. There will be days when the old costumes call to you, when the familiar ache of doubt whispers its tired song. These moments are not failures, but invitations to remember again who you truly are. Each time you choose presence over performance, authenticity over approval, you reinforce the truth of your own divinity. Each time you forgive yourself for forgetting, you loosen the grip of the past and step more fully into the radiant now. With time, you will find that the life you once longed for is no longer on the distant horizon. It is beneath your feet, woven into every ordinary moment. You will see with the eyes of spirit that you were never dressing for the life you wanted so much as you were undressing for the life that wanted you. The world does not need your perfection. It needs your presence, your willingness to show up as you are, clothed in the colors of your own becoming. So let it be enough now to rise and meet the day draped in your soul's simple elegance. Let your quiet confidence speak louder than any armor. Let your kindness be your ornament, your joy be your fragrance, your wisdom the gentle music that lingers wherever you go. You are, in every sense, the beloved of the universe, an irreplaceable thread in the tapestry of all it is. Step forward, beloved, and trust that each moment will dress you in exactly what you need. Trust that the life you have been seeking is seeking you, and that every choice to be real, to be present, to be true is a sacred invitation for the divine to shine through. The soul does not require certainty, only willingness. The path does not demand perfection, only presence. You are enough. You have always been enough. And the life you want, in all its mystery and beauty, is already waiting for you to live it now. Beloved soul, there is a soft music that begins to play within you when you no longer rush towards some imagined future, nor shrink from the echoes of the past. You discover that what you have been yearning for was not hidden in distant days, but pulsing quietly in this very breath. The life you want is not an outcome to be seized, but a sacred melody to be heard, to be lived, to be embodied right here, right now. You realize at last that you are the instrument and the player, the composer and the audience, and life itself is the song unfolding through you. In this holy awareness, time dissolves. The old questions, am I ready? Am I worthy? Will I be chosen? Fade into silence. The gentle truth is revealed. You have always belonged. You have always been enough. You are not a visitor here, tiptoeing at the edge of worthiness. You are the honored guest, the beloved child of a universe that delights in your being. There is nothing you must earn to be granted entry. Your birthright is joy. Your essence is peace. Your inheritance is the freedom to be as you are. Feel for a moment the sacredness of your own existence. The way your breath moves in and out, the way your heart continues to beat miracles, every one. There is nothing required of you but to receive this moment fully, to let it dress you in its silent blessing. Let the old worries slip from your shoulders like a garment you have outgrown. Let your striving fall away, replaced by a steady trust that all you seek is seeking you, already on its way, already woven into the unseen order of things. There is a deeper wisdom guiding you, a love that has never left your side. In moments of confusion, it was there as the quiet nudge to try again. In times of sorrow, it was the hand that caught your tears, the warmth that softened your pain. You have never been abandoned. Every detour, every heartbreak, every longing has been a lantern on your path, illuminating not what you lack, but what you are ready to remember. And so, as you stand here now, between what has been and what is yet to come, you are free to choose. You are free to say yes to your own becoming, to step forward clothed not in old fears, but in the simple glory of your true nature. You are free to forgive, to release, to extend compassion first to yourself and then effortlessly to all. You are free to let the river of your life move through you with grace, to welcome whatever arises as a teacher, a friend, a messenger of your wholeness. Do not hurry. There is nowhere to go but deeper into presence. Do not fear the unknown. It is not emptiness but fullness in waiting. Each moment arrives with gifts wrapped in the paper of uncertainty, tied with the ribbon of possibility. Unwrap it gently with the hands of trust and discover again and again that the universe is generous beyond measure. And should doubt return, should the mind question, the heart tremble, the old stories press in return, always to the sanctuary within. Let silence be your refuge, the soft ground upon which your soul can rest. Here, in this stillness, all illusions dissolve, and only love remains. The world may whirl around you, but you are anchored in the eternal, the unchanging, the source that is never separate from you. Let your life be a blessing. Let your very presence heal, soothe, and uplift those you encounter, not by what you do, but by the peace you carry, by the authenticity that flows from you like a gentle stream. The world aches for those who dare to be real, who dare to live uncloaked, who dare to shine with the quiet confidence of one who knows their divine inheritance. Every step you take in truth dresses you in new light. Every act of kindness, every moment of courage, every breath of acceptance weaves another golden thread into the garment of your becoming. You are the creator and the creation. You are the dreamer and the dreamed. Your life is the answer to a prayer spoken by the infinite long before you arrived. So go now in peace, move slowly, savoring the miracle of each instant. Speak gently, knowing your words can plant seeds of hope. Love deeply without reserve, for love is the finest robe you will ever wear. And remember always that the life you want is not a future prize, but a present reality, the quiet truth awaiting your recognition, the song longing to be sung through you. Let yourself be dressed by grace. Let yourself be led by the wisdom of your own heart. Walk with the quiet power of one who remembers. You are not here to chase the light. You are here to reveal it. You are not here to earn your place. You are here to bless this world simply by being fully, freely, and without apology who you truly are. And in this, beloved, you are home. The life you want is not outside, not ahead, but within and all around you, flowing, breathing, shining now. There is a power that rests quietly within you, a silent companion that has been waiting since the very moment you first opened your eyes to this world, a whisper, gentle and undemanding, urging you to look inward. It is the soul's reminder that you are not here by accident, that the very longing you feel to become something greater is, in truth, an invitation to remember what you already are. Today, I invite you to journey with me, not out into the world, but deep into the uncharted territory of your own being. Let this be a pilgrimage home, a sacred return, as you awaken to the call to be the embodiment of your dreams. You have been taught that dreams are distant, glittering possibilities floating on the horizon, available only to those who chase hard enough, sacrifice enough, strive. And so, like so many before you, you may have set out, heart full of hope, to conquer the world. Yet every path you traveled, every summit you reached, every treasure you unearthed seemed at some silent hour to turn to mist in your hands. It is then, in the quiet aftermath of achievement, that the great paradox reveals itself. What you seek has never lived outside you. The dreams you chase are not foreign visitors. They are the soul's memory, the echo of your truest self, calling you to live not as a seeker, but as an embodiment. Let us surrender, just for this moment, the relentless pursuit, the need to earn, the anxious striving to become. Let us stand together in the gentle humility of being and discover what it truly means to become the living expression of your deepest dreams. Imagine for a moment the ocean. Its vastness cannot be contained, its depth cannot be measured, and yet every wave that rises upon its surface carries the entire ocean within it. In the same way, you are not merely a wave, a fleeting moment of existence. You are the ocean itself, every drop of you woven from the same eternal source. When you chase your dreams as if they are separate from you, you become like the wave longing to find the ocean, forgetting that it is already home. The dreams you carry are not destinations. They are the language of your soul, the sacred blueprints planted in you before the world could teach you to doubt. And so, as you pause to listen beneath the noise of expectation and fear, you begin to hear the deeper music, the song of your being. It does not clamor for attention. It does not barter for worthiness. It simply is, humming with the knowing that you are already enough, that the seeds of every dream are already sown in the soil of your heart. You need not become someone else to live them. You need only remember. Rumi said, "What you seek is seeking you." But I say even more, what you seek is living through you. The longing for joy, for healing, for purpose, for love, these are not random sparks in the darkness. They are the radiant signature of your own divinity, the fingerprints of the infinite upon your soul. Every time you desire to create, to serve, to love, to awaken, you are not moving away from yourself, but deeper into the truth of who you have always been. Let the old stories of lack fall away now. Release the weight of all the voices that told you you are not enough, not ready, not worthy. These are not your voices. They are the dust of collective forgetting, the echo of a world that confuses being with having, worth with doing, love with approval. The Tao Te Ching tells us that the softest thing in the world overcomes the hardest, that yielding is strength, and that the greatest wisdom lies in simplicity. So let us return, gently, to the simplicity of being, and there rediscover the dream that does not demand achievement, but arises from the pure joy of existence itself. To embody your dreams is not to perform, to impress, or to compete. It is to become transparent to the deepest truth within you, so that your life itself becomes a window through which the divine can shine. You are the canvas, and you are the artist. You are the field, and you are the sower. The soul does not chase, she allows. She opens, she reveals. She trusts that the tree does not strain to bear fruit. It simply lives in harmony with its own nature. Awakening, then, is not a journey upward or outward. It is a journey inward, a returning to the ground beneath your feet, the breath in your lungs, the silent knowing at the core of your being. The ego, desperate for validation, may whisper that only when you achieve will you be complete. But the soul smiles and reminds you, you were born whole, and nothing in this world can add to or subtract from the radiance that is your birthright. What is it then to live as the embodiment of your dreams? It is to walk the world as if you are already home. It is to greet each moment with reverence, to see each challenge as a doorway, each encounter as a mirror. It is to act not from a place of lack or longing, but from fullness, from the overflowing wellspring of love and creativity that is your essence. When you are rooted in being, action flows not as effort, but as expression. You speak not to be heard, but to share the truth blossoming in your heart. You create not to prove yourself, but because beauty longs to pour through you into the world. You serve not for recognition, but for the joy of remembering your oneness with all of life. You begin to see with the eyes of spirit that there is nothing to chase, nothing to fix, nothing to become. You are not here to escape your humanity, but to sanctify it. Every joy, every sorrow, every longing, every silence is an invitation to reveal the dream that lives at the center of your being. And what of the obstacles, the doubts, the fears, the old wounds that rise like shadows on the path? Do not turn away from them. Do not deny them. They are not the enemy, but the guardians of your becoming. Each pain is a messenger, each ache a doorway, each moment of darkness an invitation to bring the light of your presence. The lotus blooms not in spite of the mud, but because of it. So too do your dreams emerge not in the absence of challenge, but through the gentle embrace of all that you are. Let your healing begin not with self-improvement, but with self-acceptance. You are not broken, you are not lacking, you are the living evidence of a creative intelligence that makes no mistakes. The miracle is not in changing who you are, it is in allowing who you are to be seen, to be felt, to be lived. When you live from this place, your very being becomes a prayer, your breath a song of remembrance, your life a testimony to the sacredness of being alive. Forgive the past not as an act of will, but as an act of love. Release the need to carry what no longer serves. Every moment is a blank canvas, every breath an invitation to begin again. When you forgive, you unbind yourself from the chains of yesterday and step into the endless possibility of now. Freedom is not found in rewriting the story, but in awakening to the truth that you are the author. This is the path of true power, not the power to control, to dominate, to acquire, but the power to allow, to yield, to trust. It is the power of the seed that cracks open in darkness, surrendering to the mystery so that something new can be born. It is the power of surrender, the soft resilience that carries you through every storm and reveals the strength that has always been yours. In this space of deep acceptance, the distinction between dreamer and dream dissolves. You are not separate from your vision. You are not a beggar at the gates of destiny. You are the gate. You are the destiny. You are the dream made flesh. As you align with this truth, you become a living magnet, not through force, but through resonance. You no longer chase what you desire, you attract it, for you have become it. Consider the rose, she does not strive to be seen. She simply opens, and her fragrance becomes her offering to the world. So too do you become most powerful, most radiant, most free when you simply allow yourself to be. In the light of such authenticity, all resistance melts, all masks fall, and the dream you have carried quietly in your heart rises to greet you, not as a stranger, but as the truest expression of who you are. The world may tell you to be practical, to lower your expectations, to shrink your vision to fit the confines of the possible. But I ask you, what is more practical than living in alignment with the deepest truth of your being? What is more powerful than embodying the love, the joy, the peace, the wisdom that you came here to remember? When you walk as the embodiment of your dreams, you become a lighthouse in a world that has forgotten its way. You need not shout your truth to be heard. You need not defend your dreams to be worthy of them. The world will mirror back to you whatever frequency you hold. When you radiate the energy of wholeness, of peace, of fulfilled longing, the world softens in your presence. Relationships heal, doors open. The very fabric of reality rearranges itself to reflect the truth you carry within. And when difficulties arise, as they will meet them with the calm gaze of awareness, know that nothing that comes from the outside can touch the essence of who you are. You are not your circumstances. You are the awareness in which all circumstances arise. You are not your thoughts, your emotions, your story. You are the stillness beneath the storm, the peace at the heart of the fire, the love that remains when all else falls away. It is here, in this place of pure being, that your greatest power is revealed, the power to create not from fear, but from love, the power to heal not through struggle, but through surrender, the power to change the world not by conquering it, but by embodying the dream that the world has forgotten, the dream of unity, of compassion, of infinite possibility. The spiritual teachers who have walked before you, Jesus, Lao Tzu, Rumi, the Buddha, all spoke the same truth in different tongues. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The treasure is buried in the field of your own heart. What you seek is already here, already yours, waiting only for your recognition. Let this recognition be your awakening. Let it be the dawn that breaks the spell of separation, the morning that dissolves the illusion of lack. You are not separate from the source of life. You are an expression of it. The same intelligence that orchestrates the stars breathes through you, loves through you, dreams through you. When you know this, not as an idea, but as a lived experience, fear dissolves and only love remains. And so, beloved, let yourself be lived by the dream that chose you. Let your life be a song of remembrance, a dance of surrender, a work of art painted in the colors of truth. The world does not need another imitator, another echo, another copy. The world needs you, your essence, your uniqueness, your willingness to embody the dream that only you can dream. You are the answer you have been seeking. You are the miracle you have been waiting for. Every longing is the soul's invitation to remember. Every ache is a call to return. Every dream is a summons to be what you already are, whole, radiant, divine. Let go now of the need to figure it all out. Let go of the illusion that you must earn your way into worthiness. Trust the unfolding. Trust the intelligence that guides the birds, that turns the seasons, that spins the galaxies and beats your heart. You are not separate from this intelligence. You are it. Let your mind be still, like a lake reflecting the sky. In that stillness, the truth becomes clear. You are not here to chase the light. You are here to realize you are the light. Every thought, every feeling, every moment of confusion is but a cloud passing across the vast sky of your being. Do not cling to the clouds. Rest in the sky. As you begin to live from this space of remembrance, miracles become ordinary, and the ordinary becomes miraculous. You begin to see the sacred in the simple, the holy in the humble, the divine in the details. Every act becomes an expression of love, every word a ripple in the ocean of consciousness, every breath a prayer of gratitude for the privilege of being alive. The embodiment of your dreams is not a destination to reach, but a state to allow. It is the letting go of resistance, the softening of striving, the acceptance of your own enoughness. It is the realization that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that you are separate from them. Release that belief now. Let it dissolve in the light of your awareness. Let it fall away like old leaves from a tree in autumn, making way for the new growth, the new possibility, the new life that is already rising within you. Stand tall in the truth of who you are, rooted, open, unwavering. Let your dreams blossom not from effort but from alignment. Let your life become a living prayer, a testament to the beauty of being human and divine. This is the invitation, the promise, the possibility. You are not here to become the embodiment of your dreams. You are here to remember that you already are. Breathe this in. Let it fill every cell of your body, every corner of your mind, every shadow of your heart. You are enough. You are whole. You are already home. And when the world forgets, when the voices of doubt, of fear, of comparison rise up like storms on the horizon, return to this truth. Return to the silence within, the stillness beneath, the love that cannot be shaken by any circumstance. This is your anchor. This is your home. This is the dream embodied. You have not come here to follow a path laid by others. You have come to blaze your own trail, guided by the inner compass of your soul. Do not be afraid to walk alone for a time. The greatest dreams are not always understood at first. But trust that as you embody your truth, you will find your tribe, your resonance, your reflection in the eyes of those who see you as you truly are. You are not your wounds, you are not your doubts, you are not your history, your reputation, your reflection in the eyes of others. You are the awareness in which all these pass. You are the love that survives every disappointment, the hope that rises after every fall, the joy that blooms for no reason at all. Let yourself be seen not as perfect but as real. Let yourself be felt not as invulnerable but as open. Let yourself be known not as an idea but as a living presence. This is the embodiment of your dreams. To live as if you are already the miracle you seek, to love as if you are already whole, to serve as if the world is already healed. And when you falter, when you forget, when you fall into the old patterns of striving and doubt, do not judge yourself. Simply return. Return to the breath. Return to the silence. Return to the awareness that you are not the storm but the sky, that you are not the journey but the presence in which the journey unfolds. The world will change as you change, not through force but through frequency. Not by what you do but by who you are. Your presence is your gift. Your being is your offering. Your life is your message. So walk gently, speak kindly, dream boldly, and above all, remember, you are already the embodiment of your dreams. The only task left is to live it, to breathe it, to let it shine through you in every moment, every encounter, every act of love. This is your time. This is your calling. This is your homecoming. Let it be so. And as you move with this remembrance, allow the quiet wisdom within you to emerge, gentle as dawn and vast as the open sky. There is a subtle grace in honoring the present moment, not as a stepping stone to somewhere else, but as the very garden in which your soul blossoms. In this spacious now, the need for hurry dissolves, and every heartbeat becomes a verse in the poetry of your existence. You begin to realize that life itself is not a problem to solve or a mountain to conquer, but an unfolding mystery to be experienced with reverence and wonder. The sacred pulse that animates the world is the same rhythm echoing in your chest, guiding you without words toward what is most true, most real, most deeply yours. Let the old architecture of striving fall away, brick by brick. Notice how the walls you once built to protect your dreams have become the very barriers that obscure them. You no longer need the armor of pretense or the shield of comparison. Naked in your authenticity, you become radiant, luminous, a beacon for those still wandering in their own fog of forgetting. You do not lead by example, but by presence, not by perfection, but by the honesty of your becoming. In this openness, you rediscover the freedom to feel, to risk, to try, to falter, and to rise again, always closer to the center of your own light. Listen closely to the language of your own life, for every encounter, every joy, every heartbreak, every silence carries a message. The universe is not random in its gifts or its challenges. It is a wise and loving teacher, shaping you through both laughter and loss, blessing you with reminders that the only path worth walking is the one that brings you deeper into yourself. Your dreams are not static images painted on the wall of your imagination. They are living, breathing invitations, evolving as you evolve, growing as you grow, asking you not for relentless effort, but for deeper surrender. When you awaken to this truth, fear becomes a gentle guide rather than a tyrant. Doubt turns from adversary to ally, simply pointing you toward places where greater trust is needed. Each shadow is but a reminder that light is never far. You realize there is no finish line, no final achievement that will at last permit you to feel complete. The fulfillment you seek has always been woven into the process, into the sacred choreography of opening, closing, grieving, loving, letting go, and receiving. Allow yourself to rest in the arms of the unknown, for it is only in not knowing that you become truly available to grace. The divine does not shout from the mountaintop, but whispers from the stillness within. Rumi wrote, "There is a field beyond all ideas of right and wrong." I'll meet you there. And it is in that field beyond judgment, beyond expectation, that your dreams come alive, unburdened by the need to prove or to please. You become, in this sacred space, a vessel for something greater than yourself, an instrument for the music that has always longed to play through you. If you wish to see the miraculous, learn to bless the ordinary. Wash the dishes with awareness, and they shine with sacred purpose. Listen deeply to a friend, and you become the presence that heals without words. Walk in the world as if every step is a prayer, every glance a benediction, every breath a renewal of your commitment to embody all that is highest and truest within you. You do not need to wait for life to align perfectly. You need only to align yourself with life just as it is, and in that alignment, everything transforms. You may find that old wounds resurface as you travel this path. Rather than running, invite them to sit beside you, for they have come bearing gifts. Every wound is a window, every scar a passageway to deeper compassion. It is in embracing your own vulnerability that you awaken the capacity to hold the pain of the world without becoming lost in it. Compassion grows not from a life untouched by sorrow, but from a heart made spacious by acceptance. Let your tears water the seeds of new beginnings, and let your laughter be the sunlight that coaxes those seeds to life. There will be moments when silence is your greatest teacher. In the hush between thoughts, in the pause between breaths, in the stillness before dawn, you will encounter a wisdom that cannot be taught but only remembered. Here, words become unnecessary. The language of the soul is one of presence, of intimacy with the now, of a love so deep it asks for nothing in return. In this silent communion, you realize that you are both the question and the answer, both the longing and the fulfillment. Release the notion that you must earn your place in this world. Your existence is your permission. The divine has spoken its yes over your life simply by bringing you into being. The trees do not audition for worthiness. The stars do not compete for brilliance. So too, you are enough by nature, by birth, by right. Any voice that says otherwise is a phantom, a passing cloud that cannot obscure the sun forever. Trust, even when the way is unclear, that you are supported by an intelligence far greater than your understanding. Surrender is not defeat, it is the ultimate act of trust, the leap into the arms of a love that cannot fail. Let gratitude be your constant companion. Not a rote recitation, but a living awareness of the gifts hidden in every moment. The smallest joys, the warmth of sunlight, the softness of rain, the smile of a stranger become reminders of the abundance that surrounds you. In this state of appreciation, your energy shifts. You cease to be a beggar at the table of life and become a guest at the feast. What you bless grows. What you celebrate multiplies. Let your life be an offering of thanks, not for what you will receive, but for the miracle of what you already are. When the world invites you into its drama, its chaos, its endless chase for more, return to your center. Anchor yourself in the knowing that you are not the wave tossed by the storm, but the ocean itself, calm, vast, and untroubled at depth. You have nothing to prove, nothing to defend, nothing to achieve that can add to the fullness of your being. You are the presence in which all things appear and disappear, the awareness that watches the dance of creation with gentle eyes. In the end, the embodiment of your dreams is not a future event, but a present reality. It is not a title to be won, but a truth to be lived. Every breath is a new beginning, every moment a chance to return to yourself, to remember the sacredness of being alive, to choose love over fear, trust over doubt, presence over absence. So let your journey be a holy adventure, guided not by the maps of others, but by the compass of your own soul. Move through the world as if it is your home, as if you belong, because you do. Walk with humility, speak with kindness, create with courage, and rest in the assurance that you are already the embodiment of the dream that brought you here. There is nothing left to chase, beloved. Only everything to welcome, everything to become, everything to remember. Let your life be the living answer to the longing within you, a daily affirmation that the miracle you sought was always, only, and ever yourself. And so you arrive quietly, wholly, at the sacred threshold where the inner and outer worlds dissolve into one, the place where longing becomes fulfillment, where striving gives way to surrender, where the silent presence within you at last takes its rightful seat as the author of your days. It is here, in this luminous stillness, that you see with new eyes. The old boundaries fall away, the weary costumes of expectation are released, and you stand unadorned, transparent to your own radiance, unburdened by the weight of becoming. Allow yourself now to settle into the softness of your being. Feel how life gathers itself through you, not for applause or approval, but for the sheer joy of expression. Each breath is a gentle reminder. You are not here to race against time or to prove your worth to a world too distracted to notice the miracle of your existence. You are here for the holy ordinariness of being, each heartbeat a testament, each thought a ripple in eternity, each moment a shimmering thread in the tapestry of the infinite. Let the mind grow silent as the ocean at dawn, and this vast, quiet old wounds loosen their hold. You are no longer haunted by the echoes of yesterday or the distant siren of tomorrow. You abide in the profound intimacy of now, the space where dreams and reality touch, where love and truth are no longer separate, and where your soul, at peace at last, remembers its eternal nature. The divine is not a distant fire to chase, but the very light that shines behind your eyes, the warmth that pulses in your hands, the invisible presence that listens when all words fall away. Release even the idea of a destination. You were never meant to arrive, only to awaken, only to remember, only to open yourself more and more to the miracle unfolding as your life. The trees do not hurry to leaf or to flower. The moon does not rush to fullness. There is a rhythm that governs all things, and you, beloved, are already in perfect step with it when you surrender to your own truth. Rest then in the gentle wisdom that who you are is always enough, that what you are becoming is simply the revelation of what has always been. If sorrow comes, greet it as an old friend. If joy rises, let it move through you like sunlight on water. Do not cling to one nor push the other away. You are the field in which both are welcome, the sky spacious enough for every weather, the witness unshaken by passing storms. In this openness, life flows through you, unresisted, unguarded, pure. The world may continue to whirl in its pursuit of meaning, but you, rooted in presence, become a silent invitation for others to remember themselves. You need not teach with words. Your life, lived in authenticity, is the greatest teaching of all. In your willingness to be exactly as you are, you grant others the freedom to lay down their masks, to shed their armor, to return home to the simple miracle of being. You are not a dream in waiting, you are the dream fulfilled. You are not a seeker in exile, you are the sanctuary itself. You are not apart from the love you desire, nor separate from the peace you seek. The light you look for is the light that looks through your eyes. Beauty you long for is the beauty that breathes you into existence, moment by moment, breath by breath. Let your life be an unspoken prayer, a continuous, wordless gratitude. Walk softly upon this earth, knowing the ground beneath your feet has waited for eons to feel your presence. Touch each life you encounter with gentleness, and let your kindness ripple out into the world like rain falling upon thirsty soil. There is no greater miracle than a heart awakened to itself, no higher achievement than to live each day as a living proof of love's reality. And when you meet your own reflection in the stillness, smile. Smile at the one who searched, who suffered, who dared to hope, who finally surrendered. Smile at the journey, the losses and the blessings, the heartbreaks and the healings, all of which have brought you to this undivided moment. There is no regret in this space, only a quiet awe at the wonder of having traveled so far, only to find yourself home. Let this homecoming be your offering, your legacy, your gift to the world. For in your willingness to simply be, you bless all creation. In your remembrance, the world remembers. In your presence, the world is healed. So, remain soft, remain true, remain awake, for you are not here to become anything. You are here to embody everything that you have always been: pure, powerful, unrepeatable, whole. In this final silence, let it be known, the dream was never elsewhere, it was always you. And you, beloved, are the embodiment of your dreams.